In today's video, we're going to be talking about the final update for Grand Theft Auto Online, Rockstar's plans for GTA 5 once Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out, and a whole lot more, and all the questions that you guys asked for me over on Twitter using the hashtag AskBoss. So as always, if you'd like to be featured in a future Q&A video like this, all you have to do is use that hashtag anytime I'm looking for Q&A questions, and you might find yourself featured in the next one. But with out of the way, let's not waste more time and let's jump into this. Our first question today comes from Matt. He says, what would you like to see in the final update of Grand Theft Auto Online? The final update, like the very last one. I'm going to assume this would be like maybe a year or two away from when GTA 6 comes out. It could be closer than that, but I have no idea. I would like to see Rockstar sort of just drop some of the weird rules. Now, I'm not talking about like let glitchers and modders roam free, but, I'd like to see them just open up all the interiors. I'd like to, maybe make things 90% off. So if you wanted that vehicle you've never had before, you could get it really cheap. Almost sort of turn it into a sandbox mode with less rules and restrictions that we have right now. I'd also like to see a ton of quality of life elements thrown in there, fixing things that honestly should have been there a long time ago, but I guess it's better late than never. Those are just some of the things I would like to see. Who knows, maybe Rockstar will do something crazy in the final update, like they'll reveal the real nature of the Chiliad mystery or something along those lines. Or maybe it'll be a precursor to what we can expect in GTA 6's multiplayer, maybe giving us some sort of lead-in to what will eventually happen with that game. That would be pretty cool as well, and I'd love to see, honestly, the creativity Rockstar might have in developing something like that. EthanTube5 says, since RDR2 is not coming out on PC, does this mean the next GTA game won't either? I think that's unlikely because, number one, there's a lot of people who play this game on PC. Number two, it's another avenue for Rockstar to make money. I just think this has always been their MO. For whatever reason, they do not release games on PC first. Maybe it's because it's harder to develop on PC. Maybe it's because they're worried about modders and hackers and stuff like that, so there's a little bit more to flesh out. But we've seen this with GTA 5. We saw it with GTA 4. We didn't see it with Red Dead Redemption. That game just straight up did not come out on PC. But I would be shocked if RDR2 does not come out on PC, and I would be really stunned as well if the next GTA game didn't. I think what we're going to see is maybe in a year from now, Rockstar will announce RDR2 coming out on PC, and then same thing with the next GTA game, whether it's GTA 6 or, whatever Rockstar is going to call it, they will eventually add it on PC, but only after it's been out on the consoles for a little bit first. Our next question today comes from Ankarna Prime, who says, hey Ross, do you believe the current slowdown in content is a permanent change to GTA 5 development, or just a temporary pooling of resources by Rockstar to ensure RDR2 is up to speed and things return to normal soon after? I'm really not too sure. I certainly believe you're right on the first part. Obviously, the reason we're not getting as many consistent Grand Theft Auto Online updates now is because Rockstar is clearly focused on RDR2. I mean, the game is coming out in just a couple of weeks. Obviously, Rockstar is ramping up and gearing up for that. A lot of their high-end developers and employees are certainly focused on that game. But after RDR2 comes out, I'm not sure. I think Rockstar will want to start focusing on other projects as well. They make other games besides GTA and Red Dead Redemption. So could we see something like a new Bully, a new Max Payne? Will they simply start to focus on the next GTA game? Again, whether that's going to be GTA 6 or something totally different, I'm not sure. But they could move on to that. Remember, Grand Theft Auto Online is attached to a game that's, at this point, over 5 years old. So would they continue pooling their resources on a game that old? I'm not sure. I guess only time will tell. Moving on, our next question comes from Daniel Pinto. He says, hi Ross, do you think the addition of the cars to the website, like the Futo and the Prairie, and the new mods to some of the existing vehicles has a bigger purpose, or simply additions to make the old cars be, in quotes, new again? I guess you can see the quotes, so there was no reason for me to say that. But that is a really good question, Daniel. I think that if there is some master plan, we aren't going to see it in this update, obviously. So for the time being, I think Rockstar just wanted to make old cars new again. But let's say the update in December or whenever the next update is either like Midnight Club or Tuners and Outlaws. Then yes, I think what Rockstar has done now has made sense, because a lot of these older cars getting these new mods and liveries do sort of have that racing tuner street outlaw vibe to them. And I do think it's pretty cool. I wish Rockstar had done more of this, not necessarily just adding old cars to the websites, but I wish this is a theme that they had explored a little bit more, because I do think it's pretty awesome. And I wish Rockstar would do more than just add old cars to the websites again. In my opinion, it's something they definitely need to focus on. I mean, you guys saw how many people signed the petition for the Tuners and Outlaws trailer concept. And obviously Midnight Club is a game they've already created, and they could easily turn that into a DLC, just like what they did with Smuggler's Run. So yeah, I think something like that could be possible, but we won't know until obviously a later date and until Rockstar adds another DLC. Moving on, our next question comes from Lauren. They say, do you think we will get more Benny's vehicles added to the game? Could be existing vehicles that are just new additions to the Benny site. There's already a ton of vehicles that would greatly benefit from the extra customization. That would be incredible. Obviously, I've been saying this for months now that we need more Benny's vehicles. And you're right, even if it is just some of the existing vehicles in the game, there are a ton that could benefit from extra customization. Whether that's supercars like the T20, whether that's sports cars like the Masacro, or, muscle cars like the Drift Tampa. I feel like there's a lot of cars that you could throw into that would be amazing. So yes, I think more Benny's vehicles would be amazing. Getting back to sort of the Midnight Club, Tuners and Outlaws theme that I think would be awesome. Maybe Rockstar could add more Benny's vehicles to an update like that. That would be extremely cool in my opinion. And I think the community would obviously love that, as, anytime Rockstar have added Benny's vehicles, they've always been a huge hit. So hopefully that's the case. Ethan Tube 5 has another question for us. He says, so I came across this message in free mode that I've never seen before. I am a legit player and have never cheated in my life. I don't know if this is a modder, but I left straight away. And he showed me this message right here. And basically it's an in-game alert that says, like, we're tracking you as a possible cheater. Start behaving yourself. So if you see something like that, yes, apparently something is going on in-game. But as you mentioned, it could have been a modder. And if you say you're playing legit and you've never cheated in your life, then, we are inclined to believe you. And it could easily have been a modder. But yes, if you are cheating or Rockstar suspects you have cheated and you see this, you might be in trouble, and do not be surprised if you are either suspended or banned within the next couple days or weeks, because they do try and warn you. But if you keep up your bad behavior, yes, you will get banned. And it looks like that was the case right there. Orange Cat says, will GTA Online ever get a map expansion? I think it's too late for that. If Rockstar ever had plans for a map expansion, I feel like we would have seen that when online was in its prime, or at least not when they're about to release a new game. And even if they were to do a map expansion, I don't think it would be anything major. Maybe like a couple new islands, maybe completing North Yankton. I mean, at this point, they're already probably working on the next map for the next GTA game. So why would, again, they sort of waste their resources or be less efficient with their resources doing a map expansion for Grand Theft Auto Online? Laurent says, since the release of the Oppressor Mark II, do you think they balanced it right, or is it too OP in Grand Theft Auto Online? Honestly, since the release of like the gun running vehicles and even further past that, I feel like Rockstar is just completely unbalanced Grand Theft Auto Online. I mean, nothing seemed balanced anymore. Nothing is fair when you do business missions. Nothing is fair when you're just hanging out in free mode. All the odds are sort of stacked against you for the most part. And I think this has been a big issue for a lot of people that have wanted to play Grand Theft Auto Online, over the last couple of years. It's just everything is so frustrating to do, because it seems like there's so many things that you can use to grief and attack other players, but there's almost no elements of the game that will defend yourself against something like that. So that right there, I think, is kind of frustrating. And our final question of the day comes from Luke Skull 12, who says, do you think we can purchase Railgun sometime? I like your videos. Well, thanks, Luke. I'm not sure if we can purchase a Railgun. I don't think it will just be, hey, here's a Railgun. Sort of like what Rockstar did with the stun gun. Like, they put it in the Terabyte drone and then they charged everyone $800,000 for it. I think something like that'll happen. They'll add like an upgrade to the Terabyte that is like a Railgun drone, and then boom, that's how you get it. I think for whatever reason, Rockstar feels like the Railgun is overpowered, which is why we haven't seen it on its own as a normal weapon. But maybe they'll do something like that where they like technically give us the railgun. It's just a more expensive, less effective option. But anyways, that right there is all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this Q&A video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating on the video. That'd be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.